This Gotham Filmers production is intended for a mature adult audience. It is rife with harsh language and East Coast humor that will not be agreeable with persons requiring preferential treatment or safe spaces. You are warned to click off to milder content at this time. Those of you remaining, welcome to Gotham, a serious town on a serious earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the LGBTQ population, and components of the artificially intelligent and mechanized sentient collective, welcome one and all to this evening's one-man performance at the famed Mercury Theatre. The play you will witness in Wgtm is right out of today's events, meaning it could be happening this moment. Gotham has a reputation for being the city where people with only the best intentions get the shit end of the stick. Very few are the people who don't wear some kind of scar, either on the skin or through the head. I'm no exception. I travel the world like any jamoke who went to Sergeant Recruiter. Had the best years of my life ending the Cold War in Europe. A wise man from New Jersey once said, "No matter where you go, there you are." Inevitably, service was over, and it was back to home of record, back to Gotham City, traded in urban camouflage for GCPD blue. Yeah, Gotham's still my town. Began watch at the 16th precinct. Got transferred to transit system a few years later. Different method of policing on the Gotham urban transit system. They call it guts because that's what gets kicked out here every night. Your uniform is plain clothes. You gotta look indigenous. No more crew cut, flat top, or high and tight haircuts. You let it all grow. You appear sullen, tired, world weary, as if all you ever saw was gray. Truth is, I can see over 8 million shades of color. Can hear a bird chirp or a shrieking rail undercarriage screaming to a high-speed turn. I can smell an increase in alkaline sweat, so yes, I can smell if you lie. Problem comes when you meet a threat that knows the city better than you. Even worse if he has a bomb and a cause. Even when you prevent numerous deaths with the best of intentions, a subway tunnel still collapses on you. So I traded in a badge for a microphone. I'm howling mad Halloran, WGTM 99.9 on your frequency modulation dial, midnight to sunrise. And this is just another night in Gotham City.
Oh, shit!
Have you been in an industrial accident? Were you at the crossfire with your aunt? Did an old street just collapse under you? Have you had a bout with an industrial waste? Hey, if you survived hardship in Gotham, you might be entitled to compensation. Call the law firm of Dewey, Screw 'em and Howe to discuss your options. 1211 SCREWED. Hey, either it's midnight or Mickey Mouse is getting held up at the ATM machine. His hands are straight up. It's a new day, Gotham City. A new day. Hey, on my way here, the Gotham Knights took down the New York Knicks. Yes, in overtime. 116 to 112. Gotham's is celebrating tonight, I tell you. I traveled the world plenty in my youth. Fantastic as Europe is, Gotham's still the most exciting town to live in. Hey, you don't have to give $20,000 to the Disney Corporation for a wild ride. No! All you need for the ride of your life is a subway token. Yep, you take that little token, drop it in the turnstile, crowd in a rail car. That will be 3 to 5 stories over the street or 400 feet below, even beneath the river. Yeah. And on that train, some of those diverse people that no social engineer would ever want to meet are going to be in there. Yep. people gaunt and gray at the age of only 24, working triple shifts! Triple shifts through the night till noon. People from other nations who bought the lie about a better life here. Some of them, ironically, came to escape socialism. Came to America, fleeing socialism, now wondering if a stray bullet will turn their brain into a Jackson Pollock painting on the wall. Wondering if a freak accident, just some happenstance beyond their control, will paralyze them. Wondering if a toxic waste spill will punch their ticket and reduce them to a nameless statistic on a street that ran out of mercy. Young couples wonder what temptations might part them. Worse, a few have been hurting too long. You know it. Some of you have been hurting for too long. Right. Maybe this is the night you're talking to yourself. You're through hurting, and maybe you want to take it. Maybe you want to end it. Or worse, maybe you want to take a few of them with you. But you decide not to go out like that. You decide not to go out like that. You're not a coward. You rolled through Gotham and took your life in your hands. Gets no realer than this. All you out there, you know this when you come to Gotham. Huh? You know the odds are against you. Whether you're born here or come here, you know the odds. Don't matter. You live for spite. If nothing else. You go on existing because nobody decides it's your last damn night on the planet. You're a citizen of Gotham. Who you were is gone. And what you evolved and healed into, and what you survived to become, is what others could not. I've seen you, Gotham. You've heard me. I've got 9 lines open. 9. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. 1555 OPENAIR.
You out there, Howlin' Man?
Oh, you know I am, Celia. Tell me what's on your mind.
Well, tough night. My dog died tonight. People say he's just a dog, but he was around for 22 years. People say you shouldn't mourn a pet. Weren't meant to last anyway.
Yeah, but we know they're all wrong. Yeah, the gentleman from New York, George Carlin, said, life is a series of dogs. Cats are cool too. Any pet is. All any pet wants to be is a human's best pal, am I right?
Certainly are. My kids are a couple of good-for-nothings, just like their father. But yeah, pets are awesome.
You know they are. When so much goes wrong, they're what goes right. Sometimes they're with you because nobody else wants to be. Yeah. Says a lot about their nobility, doesn't it?
Sure does. Do you have a dog now?
I got a living Disney character, Pomeranian. Hey, she's watching a Star Trek marathon right now.
Not as good as a pet, though, huh? I mean, do machines greet you when you walk in the door? I'm not retired yet. Was thinking about petfinder.com. Find a rescue pup.
Ironic. They call a pet a rescue, right? Yeah. But sometimes it's the pet that rescues you. Yeah. You take your time. Okay, Celia? You take your time. You check your local rescue shelters. You're a long way from being done, Celia. The best is yet to come.
It certainly is, Gerard. You have a better one tonight. It ain't in to watch for either one of us yet.
Oh, you know I will. Hey, thanks for the call. Okay, next up, Switney from Robinson Park.
Who the fuck are you to keep me hanging on the line while you chat up some old beggar's pet trout? Get a fucking life, both of you. I heard you were hardcore. All I heard so far is this sanctimonious greeting card channel bullshit. Where's the hard-hitting commentary they said you were famous for?
Oh. What time is it, Switney?
What the fuck do I care what time it is? My time is my
Because in 2 minutes, give or take a few seconds here and there, you'll be reduced to a shrieking, trembling mass of nerves begging me to cease fire. Gothamites, this rude, crude, little parasite on the other end of the phone is 19-year-old Switney Priscilla Bowles. Yes, since birth, she's been catered to by every sucker hoping to inherit anything they could get from her hip and trendy parents. Yeah, maybe one day her parents overload the old private jet with too many baubles, fail to make escape velocity, bounce off a few trees and end up in the Caribbean Sea. Yeah, she's grown up to believe she's famous because her parents inherited their grandparents' name and wealth. She thinks her opinions are the gospel that morons live by. She thinks she can pass judgment without ever having to pass muster.
What the actual fuck are you talking about, old man?
And aside from having the manners of a goat and a scent that can be followed by a dog with allergies, Swinny thinks responsibility is a duty from the poor to the rich. Yeah, she's totaled 9 cars. 9! Yeah, Swinny gets impatient and rear-ends motorists in worn-out old cars. Kind of like the one some of us might be driving, huh? Yeah. Then she blames them for being in her way. Now, everyone knows Gotham has the best legal system money can buy. Yeah. So she does no jail time. Swinny thinks she's too popular to be responsible. Yes. Now, she was smart in one regard. Gotta give her credit for one thing. I do. So, she knows she's too stupid or selfish to parent a child. So at ages 14, 17, and 19, she had abortions. Did society a favor if you ask me. See, good thing, because any kid is better off in a hefty bag than with her as a parent. Gotham doesn't need another spoiled, rotten little brat, a little hellspawn pumping more narcotics into Gotham University than Big Pharma. Or turning a $500,000 Maybach into a cube junk that can double as a coffee table.
Bastard! Abortion is like legal, crashing cars is like legal, and like some drugs like legal, and that Maybach handled like a barge.
Yeah, when you got enough heroin and ecstasy to float an astronaut, even a Formula One racing car would handle like a barge. That poor custom car never had a chance. Oh, neither that bus full of widows and orphans, huh? Yeah, that you bounced all over Newbury Street. Fortunately, your mom owns a newspaper, so no human interest story done on you that day, huh? That's right. How many yards of intestine did the GCPD yank out of the remains of that bus anyway?
Hey, some people's lives just get in the way. Does anyone remember any of their names? Course not. They're not popular influences of modern media. I am!
Ooh, now we get to the really fun part, where I explain why you need all that popularity. See, your parents, right, your parents are under investigation by the Internal Revenue and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Probably also the Northern District of Gotham. Now, soon they get indicted, lose everything. Do years of hard time. No country club prison upstate. They get bused to Iron Wall. That's right, Iron Wall State Penitentiary. General population. State takes your house, the place on the Ellsworth Tui Tower. They're taking that too, yeah. Throws your little ass in the street, and you're on your own, like us. Huh? And who pays to keep those videos of you off the internet?
You bastard! Who told you?
High on ecstasy and tossing salad in a sorority house. You pay those brats, or they dump 9 hours of quadruple X action on the web for all to see.
Damn it!
doesn't read the daily news. See? 2 of those sorority girls got caught. Yeah. Caught on the Aparo Expressway last week for a routine moving violation. Yeah. Cops tossed their BMW, find over 100 vials of headshot narcotic. Oh, and 19 thumb drives of blackmail pornography. All of it now evidenced, watched, cataloged, all participants identified, including you, and subpoenas and arrest warrants sent out. When those girls go on trial Tuesday, the evidence gets played for the entire courtroom. Not even an hour later, it's going viral on the internet. Won't matter how much silence you think your popularity might buy, your brown nose is going to be the laughing stock of cyberspace. Here's the rub. It'll be on the internet for as long as there's electricity and connectivity.
Stop! This can't be happening to me!
Your parents cannot silence me. My culture does not cancel. I own Wgtm. This installation was built during World War II. You know what it does? It transmits and monitors all telephonic and radio traffic in a 1,800-mile radius. All of my equipment is military surplus and cop tech. The entire building is an antenna, and my listeners like it when a rich brat goes down. In your case, both literally and figuratively. Hey, is that hardcore enough for you, Switney?
You bastard, they're gonna miss me!
Okay, we're gonna need an ambulance at the Ellsworth Toohey Tower. 166 Robinson Park Boulevard, 8th floor, west-facing condo. Bring a mobile stomach pump and dialysis machine. Otherwise, zip up the bag on Switney. And call TMZ to report another wannabe celebrity overdose. Hey, next up, Rhonda the Riveter from Iron Art Shipping Yards.
Howling Mad, great to meet you. We just got off shift at the prototype dry dock. The only thing that stands taller than you is the top gallant on our solar sailor. Before the ship goes down the ways into Gotham Harbor, we want you to swing the bottle of Gentleman Jack on the forecastle.
Hey, make a deal with you, Rhonda. How about we take a swig off that Gentleman Jack for busting under the nose of that ship? Hey, why should the ship have all the fun?
You're a terrible badass Halloran. You come down to Gotham Grill, 1701 Harbor Drive, Saturday morning. We'll fill up your cane with top shelf.
Hey, how do you know I keep a flask inside my cane there?
Because you bought one of Evil Knievel's canes at a sports memorabilia shop in Las Vegas.
Wow, it's all out there. Know where I bought my cane. All right, great. Then I'll see you at the Gotham Grill, sunrise Saturday. Hey, how many in your crew?
Counting me, 127.
Wow, this is going to make my week. Your solar sailor is the talk of maritime industry news all over the planet. You got to see this thing, all right? Solar sailor, right? Yeah. Solar energy powers this thing, right? Solar sails turn every which way they got it. They catch the sun and catch the wind. Yeah, that's amazing.
You will not turn on the airwaves by night. Bring her along if the sun don't bother her none.
All right. In that case, we'll see you all Saturday morning. And hey, thanks for the invite. Coming up next, we got Sheldon calling from... Wait a minute. Sheldon! Citizen Sheldon, you're calling from a demilitarized zone. What's going on down there? Most of Gotham looks TMZ at 0 dark 20 hours, brother. Today's demilitarized zones are tomorrow's commercial and cultural incubators. We got military surplus bulldozers, aircrafts, MVs. 2 cowboys, dump trucks, and a cold warrior Apache helicopter. For the past few weeks, we've cleared out 5 blocks of fallen structures on Colosio Avenue. New purification and sewer pipes go down next Monday. We got plans for 7 acres of urban farming, a fresh food market, 11 restaurants, veteran-owned startup businesses of all kinds, apartments, condominiums, theaters, one new, one revival, and an art gallery. The mobile engineers are putting up a factory in 8 days to mass-produce a battery-powered all-terrain sports sedan for the civilian market. Perfect vehicle for young families and professionals alike.
Hey, I heard of you guys. You're the rubble vets. You roll into urban deserts across the nation. You revitalize them, right? That's your shtick, right?
You got it, brother. My wife and her 2 brothers took over Flint, Michigan last week. In 2 years, it'll be better than it ever was before General Motors left. Our money made our way supports our community. Anyone wants to join us, bring your talent, your hunger, your motivation. Don't even need a medical qualification. Speaking from experience, a veteran with 1 leg or no legs can stand as tall as anyone if they got the motivation too.
Hey, tell you what, Sheldon. Saturday morning, after the sailor goes down the ways, I'm riding out with Rhonda and her crew. Could be your crew and her crew got some skills to exchange, you know? We'll meet you. Hey, we'll meet in the Steel Canyon, huh? Carver Undham. We'll meet you in Carver Undham Avenue near the old B-17 factory.
Like it!
Hey, Sheldon. Just gotta ask there. You mentioned an Apache gunship. Where do you get a piece of ordnance like
She's
that?
all in his hole, man. I just held the door open for her. Hey, see you all Saturday morning.
What a gentleman. He holds the door open for this great big Apache gunship. Wow. Outstanding. The rest of the nation is inventing excuses to divide and conquer itself. But Gotham's the exception. We unify, mobilize, improvise, revitalize. Hey, who do we have up next, Madam Producer?
Your happiness train is about to derail, Officer Halloran. You recognize my voice? You know my tune? Yeah, irony's a real bitch. The court didn't throw the book at me cause hero cop Halloran got all the passengers off the purple train before the bomb went off. Train still blew up. Trapped a bunch of homeless city dwellers. So what does hero cop Halloran do? He tries to dig out the chuds in the tunnel. Goddamn tunnel dropped on you, didn't it, hero? But no one died. So instead of prison, I get the Friedrich Wortham Hospital for the mentally irregular. 3 square meals a day and all the psychotropic and hallucinogenic drugs anyone could want for 8 years. Can hear the goddamn bugs walking in the walls. Can smell the colors. So, how's it hanging, hero cop? Staggering through Gotham like a walking wounded, talking all that gung-ho, G.I. Joe, honcho bullshit, riling up the rabble, making a city full of nobodies think their lives mean something. What a total crock of motherfucking shit.
Zach Dawson, a.k.a. Nemesis. They should have buried you alive under Iron Wall State Pen. Your mouthpiece has got your protective custody in the puzzle house. Jim Pop would have wasted you.
I do reiterate and I do set the record straight. No one died. So they couldn't throw the book at me. No one died because you saved them all. Don't you get it, hero? It's your fault I'm still breathing. Now there's lots of people in the subways riding home, to parties, to bars, to wherever right now. See, I got smart this time. Why limit myself to just one train? When I can bomb the 4 tunnels instead and catch 4 or 5, maybe 8 trains full of your Gothamites, bury thousands of lives.
So, you're not even demanding the surrender of the city this time, are you? Because, no, your militia buddies got quietly whacked out by some weekend warriors looking for trigger time. In case you haven't figured it out yet, or in case you don't bother to even read the news anymore, your movement is dead.
Say, Hero, you're missing the point. Movements can only go a little distance, make some noise, then they stop. I'm setting off a revolution. Like a clock, the hands will come round and round and round and get worse every time. What could not be taken will be destroyed.
Hey, do you know what happens in the wild to a mouse that roars?
Man, drop that Special Forces Neo-Zen metaphoric bullshit. I know you're trying to trace my call. I know you texted one police plaza. I know they're all attention now. Hey, Hero. Do you feel the ground shaking? Too late, Halloran. It happened. I got the red, orange, blue, and green line tunnels. Hundreds, maybe thousands of people trapped over 100 feet below. Blew a few cell phone towers, too. No cell phone service citywide. Back to analog. Back to the 1950s. Back to the age of no connectivity. Hey, you know what it's like down there. You've spent lots of time down there. In them tunnels. How much air do you think is down there, Halloran?
Each of these people watching this show, listening on radio, is a witness to premeditated murder. Your conviction is a slam dunk and a seal up in the microwave chamber.
Just getting to me will be tripping off improvised minds, and they can only kill me once. I've taken entire families, groups of friends, co-mingling co-workers, people who will be missed. Nobody will miss me. I am that nobody that killed so many somebodies. Police couldn't stop me. Courts couldn't stop me. Doctors couldn't stop me. Even the no-goes, the National Guard couldn't stop me. Seconds ago, I dismantled the transportation and communication systems of one of the most densely populated cities on the planet. Now I'm a somebody. Plenty of nobodies are going to want to be like me.
Hey, another martyr to inspire the losers to become terrorists. Now, who sold you on such an unoriginal idea?
I am inspiring those that society forgot and threw aside to smack down on a bully. Mainstream America is a collectivist bully. Those people trapped, dying in the tunnels, are wealthy enough to afford tickets to the King Convention Center, wealthy enough to afford top-shelf liquors, wealthy enough to dress in fashionable clothes, real corporate cars, and all the right social, political, corporate, religious connections to go far in life. But it don't matter, because I'm nobody! Punch their collectivist tickets. They are the honored dead, and I'm the guy who buried them all.
You're just a jealous, envious, little ne'er-do-well. You don't realize that every little misanthrope you inspire is either going to commit suicide to prevent capture, or get arrested, prosecuted, convicted, and raped in prison and die with a broom handle up their keister. You're gonna squeal. Or maybe they get lucky and they get sent, like you, to a hospital for the criminally insane. You got tested on like a lab rat, didn't you? And when you're no longer useful, I guess they need to let you back out on the street. where you get fed to the metaphoric snake.
History will remember us as martyrs to the cause of civil defiance. Sure, we could just be good little children, just be good little overlooked, forgotten nobodies and freeze to death in a garden-level apartment anonymously. Hey, do you know what a garden-level apartment is? It's a goddamn basement. Or we could lash out and inspire the world to remember how a few stood up against a collectivist, corporate cause and machine that never seems to eat enough.
So, who inspired you, Zach Dawson? Who made you learn how to make incendiary and explosive devices? Who taught you how to plan attacks? Eric Rudolph, Ted Kaczynski, the Boston Marathon bombers, Wile E. Coyote?
This isn't something to make a mockery of, cop. I proved your systems can be taken down. I proved that humans rely too much on high tech and that can be hacked or demolished. I disconnected all of your streaming internet viewers around the globe. Only a few locals watching TVs with rabbit ears or listening on old transistor radios and stereos know what's happening right now. What can you do now, cop? What can you do with so few?
I got the ball, Nemesis. I got the ball. Yeah. Now you watch a guy with a cane run with it. Yeah. Fellow Gothamites, if you're watching on old VHF television tech or listening on old transistor radios and stereos right now, you, the viewers who saved all that analog tech, I need you to mobilize. Some of you have Citizens Band or ham radios. I need you to connect with whomever you can. To any city workers sitting in the audience this moment, do not wait for that cell phone call from your bosses. It won't come. Cell phone towers are down and out. You gotta mobilize. We need a proof of life in those subway tunnels. Now, once you get down to those subway tunnels, once you approach any wreckage, look around for those orange call boxes. You'll find them in the stairwells, the orange call boxes. They're all on a direct line to the transit authority. The transit authority can locate you as soon as you activate that phone, as soon as you pick it up. They'll be able to track you and send in first responders. Call on Wi-Fi.
This is Sanddoc Social Urban Unit. Our great grandparents built those tunnels over a century ago. If anyone below is breathing, well, find them. Be out of contact for a while, but you just keep having, brother.
Jeremy Konovorsky. Oh, you rock. Good luck and good hunting.
Yeah, we're moving up, Sandhogs. You probably think this is one of those rah-rah moments you see in old World War II flicks on Turner Classic Movies. Fact is, you doomed those men and women. Tunnels are lined with pressure cooker landmines. No cop, no Sandhog, no rescue ranger comes out alive. How do you know right?
Geez, Zach, you're straight out of the anarchist cookbook. You think you don't know that? You think they don't know that? Huh? You think about it. You think about it. This is Gotham City, you idiot. You got any idea how many military veterans with explosive ordnance disposal cross-training are living on these islands? You got any idea how many of them might be tracking you through the 9 relays you set up in the subway latrines? That's right, 9 relays.
I put my communication relays.
Because my producer is on a ham radio networking with local operators. She sent me updates. Every 2 minutes, updates on my screen. Analog Tech and us are old pals. Yeah, it made sense. You set those bombs in the tunnels so you might secrete your telecommunications tech in a nearby place that could tap into Gotham's underground telephonic, internet, radio systems. The new subway terminals, all the same design. The communications office is right next to the latrines. You can fit a small module behind the air duct in one of those stalls. But only a person who knew Gotham's post 9/11 upgrades would know that. Before you went wacky, Zach Dawson, before you went wacky, you were a telecommunications employee in Gotham. Employee number 2635577.
You think you're gonna trace me, pig?
You are at Transient Renter's Apartment on 107 Queensbury Street. Lots of traveling airline employees, railroad, maritime employees keep rooms there. You're in the apartment 804. You use those people as human shields. But there's no place to run, Zachary. No place to run. Any moment now, the GCPD will surround that building. They'll work their way in. Now, you're not going to be stupid to resist, are you?
I got a suicide switch right here. I press this button and... Why didn't the mines go off? I'm falling underneath the doormat. I shouldn't be here right now. I'm not being taken alive. I'm not.
Zach, you know what happens in the wild to a mouse that roars? It is quietly and unceremoniously eaten by a wolf.
Get the goddamn son of a bitch. I'll take that gun, maggots. Cops are miles from here. Nobody to protect you from the angry and sensitive taxpayers.
You should thank us for this bitch. Otherwise, you'd get raped in prison and die of AIDS.
You broke my goddamn legs! You can't do this to me!
You didn't thank us, bitch. We're giving you a speedy trial by a public execution.
She's right. No long stay behind the bars. Just like I said, it's saying. Tell them get your rifle. I say stop to my goddamn hell. What's the matter with you?
Then quit fighting that bitch. Look, this is gonna happen.
You can count, right, Punk? How many men and women are in this room? See, the airline captain here made a good argument for why it has to be this way. Cause, well, this is important. Now, real listen, okay? Pilots know about keeping a payload always center of gravity, always weighted and balanced. Thus have I chosen 6 women, 6 men, and 1 trans citizen to be the jury of 13. No chance of a hung jury, no deadlock. There will always be a majority, even if only 1. All over 21 and all registered voters. So, who wants to read the charges for the public record? Zachary Allen Dawson, you are charged with 1, the creation of explosive and incendiary devices. 2, with using said devices to engage in acts of terrorism on American soil. 3, using said weapons to hinder any rescue operations of injured and trapped citizens on American soil. 4, of tampering with city radio and telecommunications networks. 5, causing immense damage to life and city property on American soil.
Is he overdoing the un-American soil statement here?
Darlene, he's on a roll. Plus, he did have the stenopad and pen. 6, endangering lives on a collateral level, disrupting lines of travel, commerce, and communications on American soil. 7, being stupid enough to do something like this twice in your miserable life. Hey, how do you put it, criminal?
and they let you out so you could annoy us.
We unanimously agree that the defendant remains both hostile to the public and defiant of authority. So, render your judgments. Jurors 13. Thumbs up, we hand him to the coppers. Thumbs down, and we get bloody this night. Guilty. 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 The judgment is complete, as this is a domestic terror act, and that is treasonous. There is only one punishment. Angelica has the rope and I got the knife. Move him to the intersection. This is insane! This is vigilante justice! Not so neither, criminal. Vigilante justice has no legal procedure. Justice enforcement is ruled by the wronged. Has been done in a manner akin to a colonial drumhead trial. And thus shall punishment be carried out. I'm injured! I'm helpless here! I'm right! This is absurd! You cannot just kill me! May justice be done till the heavens will fall. Aviator, how can we talk so classic like? There was a Kenneth Branagh Shakespearean film fest on public broadcast TV yesterday. Very inspiring. And what's more, under the breach? Listeners, we are at an intersection of War and Gibbons Avenues. Do drop by to see the changing face of justice in America. So begins the era of justice enforcement.
Mark this moment. No police called. Only the decisive action of American citizens taking it upon themselves to see justice done. Scholars in days, weeks, months, years, even decades to come will ask, why this night? Did the citizens decide there would not be collateral damage in a shootout with police? Did they not want to be falsely accused of hiding or being complicit with a domestic terrorist? Or did they lose faith in the legal system? Decide that this was as good as any night for mobilizing the direction of debate on American soil? Realize they stormed Zach Dawson's apartment. Everything you heard came through his phone, connected here. Over his phone, we heard him caught, processed, and dragged out. Now, these people stormed his apartment. They know he owns firearms and builds explosives. All 13 took it upon themselves. Immense personal risk. Not just in themselves, but all the neighbors living above and below. Now ask yourselves, in your apartments, in your condos, in your homes, could you do that? Could you do that in your neighborhood? Could you do that?
Gerard, we've got numbers reporting in from the tunnels. 311 from the orange line, 431 from the red line, 223 report alive on the blue line, 143 reporting in on the green line. Names of fatalities won't be released till next of kin have been informed.
That fellow Gothamites is my producer, Doris. Right in the next room. And she's monitoring radio police scanners and ham radios. And my screen is catching images of police, fire, EMTs, sandhogs, all volunteering citizens in mobilization. That means a dedicated team of citizens got the cell phone towers reconnected somehow. That's just incredible.
Gerard, a grad student sent footage of the intersection of Moore and Gibbons. 8K footage for a cell phone. I can give you audio only. We lose our license if we show the video.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, well, We'll definitely lose our license if anybody sees that. Okay, let him hear it, Doris.
Dragged out screaming, Zach Dawson's neck was wrapped by clothesline rope and hoisted on his feet. A large man approached him with what looks like a fishing knife and sliced it on the bottom of his stomach, disemboweling him. The other 11 jurors then hoisted him to where he hung beneath the streetlight. His intestines literally extended down to the street. It is a dance macabre atmosphere out here. A bloody festival of ultra-violence. This is happening this moment on American soil. They're calling it justice enforcement, ruled by the wronged. No more impartial juries with no skin in the game. No more backroom deals with judges and lawyers. Just the sudden action of citizens who've lost faith in the legal system, lost faith in political chicanery. There are no Republicans, no Democrats, no Greens, no social justice warriors, no isolationists, no anarchists. Citizens of blue, white, black color. So many of them decided there had to be a better way than the system that released Zach Dawson back onto the streets.
Citizen, you sound well spoken, in spite of the surreal happenings around you. Can you identify yourself?
I am a journalism student at Gotham University. I am Solomon Babuto. I live in the apartment over the grocery store on Moore Avenue. From the 4th floor, I am sending these images. On the street and in other apartments, I can see other citizens also recording the carnage and uploading to social media sites. There is no mainstream news media down here. I can hear police sirens approaching, but the streets are laden with citizens witnessing the execution. You don't think this can happen on American soil, but it has. Before the police could arrest Zach Dawson, his own neighbors made a case, tried him, convicted him, executed him. Imagine if this happens nationwide. Imagine worldwide. What has humanity become this night?
This justice enforcement can rapidly follow a process where no criminal of any stripe is safe, where no police can arrive in time to arrest them before their mad neighbors pass judgment and kill them. Where tolerance, indulgence, leniency come to die. I'm opening more lines. Talk to me, Gotham City. Talk to me. Talk to me, planet Earth. All right, line 3, Reginald Porter, on Decker Avenue.
Had to happen. Somebody had to hang a white boy. Should have hung him last decade when he bombed the Purple Line till out of existence. System failed. Citizens made a statement. Different world going forward.
A few of us, possibly even you, Reginald, saw this coming. Citizens won't let criminals decide it's their last night on the planet anymore. Citizens won't let the legal system endanger or falsely prosecute them. Citizens are taking their nation back from the criminal, taking the nation back from the politician, taking their nation back from the corporatist, the social engineer, the parasite. They're all on notice. They can be found, they can be arrested. A case rapidly read into public record. An execution easily carried out.
Nobody's going to arrest those apartment dwellers. No one's going to prosecute them. And a jury that don't want to end up hung themselves will find them innocent and acting in society's defense.
Are you a law pro, Reginald?
Department of Corrections, Iron Wall Penitentiary. My shift begins in 2 hours. Don't imagine the boss will like me using my First Amendment rights on the air. But silence is permission. Before sunrise, I'm walking Spider Malucci down his last mile. I'm sealing him in the microwave chamber. Mercy never lets her face be shown. There will be blood on the cobblestone.
Whoa, hell of a rhyme you got there, Reginald. Hell of a rhyme.
On death row, inmates are in solitary confinement. Those conditions disconnect them from the living world for months, even years at a time till their expiration date. We've got surveillance footage of them pontificating, rhyming, singing, justifying. Some of it's downright poetic. Most of it's just pathetic. Then the door slides open. We strip them naked, drag them down the hallway. Male, female, whatever, don't matter. All squeal for some last connectivity to the society they wounded. Request denied, and get the damn tube.
Right. Chaplain says a few words, Warden says a few words. Maybe there's an audience in the booth watching. Tell me something, Reginald. How long does it take?
The fatter, the faster. Typically before 30 seconds passes, their blood vessels are already popping open, bleeding internally. By 70 seconds, they're shrieking before they burst all over the inside of the microwave chamber. Takes a few minutes for the chamber to cool down. Open the door. Doesn't take a medical doctor to determine death, but we have one on staff out of protocol. Oftentimes, a few people in the observation booth lose their last meal over the back of the head of the person sitting in front of them. Then the trustee has to scrape and chisel the baked-on remains out of the microwave chamber. Takes an hour, longer if they gotta clean up the vomit in the observation booth too. Never gets boring.
What we heard tonight has me pondering. Probably has a lot of you pondering too. Apartment dwellers were organized. They were listening together. They knew every crime Zachary Allen Dawson ever committed verbatim. They had time to compile a list of charges. They had time to plan how they proceed if the criminal was nearby. They knew the risks of Zach having more bombs, rifles, pistols, knives, anything. They made a plan, prosecuted a mission. It's American history now.
Coincidences are a disturbing thing, my brother. The moment you spoke Zach's address, GCPD mobilized. But the moment those people knew their neighbor was a culprit, they carried out the plan. No hesitation.
Yes, but think about it, Reginald. Gotham has over 10 million citizens. How many need only one word to mobilize? GCPD should have been to Zach Dawson's apartment between 90 seconds and 3 minutes. Even if he escaped, he'd been arrested or killed before the hour passed. But the streets were mobbed with citizens before they could even arrive. I'm looking at Solomon's footage. Police are just now arriving. And they want to lower Zach Dawson down to the street. But the citizens are interfering. It's a crime to interfere with the police procedure. Now, did Zach Dawson expose a side to the American mind, to the very psyche that's been suppressed for too long? Or did he unify a neighborhood to act in unison?
In the American colonial era, there was the Minutemen, mobilized in 60 seconds, prosecute the mission, victorious or dead. In Japanese culture, there is the Gatchaman. Not the science Ninja Team Gatchaman anime cartoon, no. See, I was a U.S. Marine in Asia. The word Gatchaman translates to sudden warrior. Someone who can mobilize instantly against a violent threat once the threat is removed, eradicated. The Gatchaman can switch it all back off. Go back to farming a field, thatching a roof, clearing out a road. No indecision, no regret, no hesitation, no procrastination. Just the knowledge that if they had not activated, the situation would have been catastrophic. Imagine what it takes in one person who creates a version of themselves that can do that. Now imagine a group dynamic that can react, prevent escalation, release the pressure from a wounded society. We are in a dangerous new era, Brother Gerard.
Reginald, you've given my listeners, my viewers, much to think about. Thank you for the call. Line 7. We're going to hear from the religious angle. What's on your mind, Father Shaughnessy?
Why, thanks for taking my call, Brother Gerard. Long-time listener, first-time caller. My angle? Not so much religious. I don't know what my order has decided regarding today. I can only speak as a priest in Gotham City, USA. I'm seeing Gotham recoil from injury, mobilize on its own. We've not seen this before.
No, not quite like this. No, we haven't, Father. When it's mass shootings, bombings, we witness law enforcement quell the situation, often risking injury or loss of life on a sudden basis. Tonight, we heard 14 voices from the telephone in Zach Dawson's apartment. Heard his door get kicked in. Heard 13, Judge 1. Had Zach reconnected his bomb trigger or got to a pistol, rifle, whatever, he could have killed them all. You wonder if they knew that. They had to have known that when they stormed in. We don't know if they were armed. We never heard any shots fired.
Ain't sure be that. Either immense courage or unyielding rage. I fear for Gotham if it be the latter. We don't need a reign of terror in Gotham. This is not feudal Europe or Asia. America was not set up to react like this.
Oh, perhaps your America was not, Father. But mine always mobilizes against injustice. It's our history, our shared history. The kind of history that isn't erased just because someone doesn't want to look at it or doesn't want to admit to it. We'll learn how to do better the next time based on the knowledge of the mistakes made in that history.
Boy, we're supposed to be a society of laws, not men or women or any other definition. A society of order, not mob rule. We've taken a tragic step backward to the frontier justice mindset. Life is a low price. This kind of thinking results in people being injured or killed willy-nilly. No due course of law, no examination of evidence, no chance for appeals. This can't happen again.
It's happened before, Father. That it's happening again means we learn nothing from Salem, from the Andover witch trials. We've learned nothing from the paranoia that mobilized McCarthyism. But this time, it was not the government functionaries that were acting in this fashion. No, this time, it was the citizenry acting where government failed. Does tonight divide our nation further or mobilize it into something abominable?
We are in an uncharted territory with historically familiar outcomes. Do we get anarchy or an age of reason? And who among us decides?
Tonight, you decide, Gotham City. You decide. Let me know your thinking on what happened tonight. 1-8-155 OPENAIR. This is Howdy Mad Halloween live till sunrise on FM Radio WGTM, Gotham City. Be right back after these commercial interruptions.
Guys, did something roll down your pant leg that you were once very, very attached to? If so, it's time for a new suit. Visit Big Al's Big and Tall on the corner of O'Neill and Adams in downtown Gotham. Hey, don't let all those holes in the stop signs deter you. That's just rust. Shove the suits on the racks or I can tailor something to fit you. Since the interior pockets are vinyl and triple stitched, your keys, your wallet, your phone, your drop gun, anything won't fall out and get lost. So, find your way down to Big Al's Big and Tall for a new look and a new you. Drop the word tactical. If you want interior pockets for Kevlar, ceramic, metal, any kind of body armor, we can even do a rush order. Whether it's a special event or you're gonna plant a friend or relative this week, come down. Big Al's here to leave you in stitches.
We at the Gotham Institute of Mental Health know that life can be one crisis after another. But once overwhelmed, do not walk north and kiss a southbound train. You don't want to leave your mark on the world that way. Do not take that walk off Gotham Tower. Do not go for a swim with rocks in your pockets or swallow a bottle of pills. Call our hotline at 555-DROPDED and you'll get a recorded message from someone who truly cares.
We are hours till sunrise, Gotham City. See the clock? Hours till sunrise. You're listening to Wgtm Radio, 99.9 on your FM dial. Howlin' Mad Hollerin' has 9 open lines for you to call. 155 OPEN AIR. Okay. Let's go downtown. Gratitude for attending this evening's performance. I'd like to thank Mac Headquarters for the tech and Mighty Max for the on-site support. So many of these sound effects you heard came from Apple iMovie and Final Cut Pro editing software. A few of the voices were text-to-speech software assisted by the Final Draft screenwriting software. Camera by Sony, lighting by Ryobi. If you like this Gotham Filmers production, click like and subscribe so that you will not miss any future premieres. Gratitude for your continued interest, and good day, Gotham City, wherever you are.